Hey guys, what is up? Bring me the boa here. So my spring break got extended for another week, so I get 2 weeks off instead. So, yeah. Hi, Fruit Loop. Welcome in. But, yeah, so my spring break got extended to 2 weeks now, so... Sorry. I don't know what it is with me, like, and having to burp or hiccup or whatever when I'm filming. Because it never happens when I'm not. But, yeah, so my spring break got extended due to the coronavirus outbreak. Hi, Fruit Loop. Do you want to come over here? Come on. Hey. Hi, little bud. Petting Fruit Loop under the table. But, yeah, so spring break got extended because of the coronavirus. That's where I left off. So, I'm going to be filming a lot more videos. Tonight, I'm going to try to film at least 4. So, in 4 videos, you're going to see me with these gray shirts. Well, with this gray shirt on. Hey. Don't get into that garbage bag. I have a garbage bag over here for when I clean cages, and then when it's about halfway full, I move it off the floor and I put it where I clean my cages, so that way he doesn't eat anything. Fruit Loop, he's right here. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to try to film more videos and at least make something during this break. Since I do have an extra week off of school, I am going to try to make some longer videos. I have had some longer videos planned, but I didn't know when I was going to get around to making them. And now that I have some free time, some extra free time, I will be making them. But, enough of that. You're probably wondering, what's in this? Why is there a tarp? What are these little things jutting out off the ends? This is something that I've been doing kind of in the dark, in quotes. Like, I really haven't told a whole lot of people about it. The little chirping is probably giving it away. No, it's not a bird, but this is something I've been working on kind of out of the public eye, I guess is the best way to put it. Not that I'm really in the public eye, but like, I haven't really told a lot of people I've been doing this, just because I didn't know if I was going to do it successfully and if I was going to do it well. This mom, fantastic mother, first mother, ate her babies, so gonna try to keep her as a main breeder, but due to the coronavirus, and weirdly enough, as a lot of you know, there are food shortages, like canned foods, canned goods, whatever, however you want to call it, as well as non-perishable food items, and toilet paper and paper towels are completely out of stock, as well as hand sanitizer and hand soap. Weirdly enough, people who are good owners and whatnot, and other pet owners and whatnot, good or bad, people are stocking up on frozen rodents. The pet store I usually get them from, the Arizona Reptile Center, actually ran out of frozen rodents, which has never happened ever in my near 10 years of going there and purchasing things from them. This is the first time, they said it's the first time it's happened to them in a while. People are stocking up for stuff, not just for them, but for their pets as well. And so that's a little unnerving for me, because I do have a lot of snakes. I'm currently trying to breed snakes, and they need ready access to food. And I usually stock up 2 weeks at a time, so that way I don't have to constantly worry about going in. But now I'm starting to get a little worried, just because keeping up with their food needs is one of my most important things to do, and if I can't do that, that's going to be very bad. So luckily, I ended up somehow getting ahead of that without realizing I did. I took up this hobby a couple years ago. It did not work the first time because I refused to kill the babies. And I didn't even really need to be doing it because I didn't have snakes at the time. And you're probably guessing, like, what's under here now with that context, and me talking about frozen rodents. I've been breeding mice. That's what's under this tarp. It's a breeding bin. The clamps are on there, but I found out from the manufacturers that I didn't really need this. I'm not really going to give you guys a close-up on the bin because it is not very clean. The only reason I haven't been cleaning it is actually so that the mom doesn't eat the babies. I've been told that it is a myth that if the babies do not smell like how they should, the mom will not kill them or abandon them. And I do not believe that is a myth, because I have had several mice now. Hi, Stromboli. Yeah, I named them too. The moms are the parents are pets. The babies are food. It is going to be very hard for me feeding some of these out, just because I have, over the past month, have had these mice, actually almost 2 months now, and then these babies I've had now for about a week. So I watched them be born and get to the current spot in their life cycle that they currently are at. And it is going to be very hard for me to watch them get fed out. The first mom, it was kind of easier because she just started eating her babies. And she didn't have very many. She only had 5, and she started just eating one of them for no reason. At least that's what I thought, but then after second guessing myself, I'm starting to think that it was because I touched the hide in her bin. Because they're in a much bigger thing. I actually have these bins for isolating the moms, so when they give birth, I don't have to worry about the male killing the babies or the other mother killing the babies. Which thankfully didn't happen. Stromboli didn't even mess with Ravioli's babies, which Ravioli's in the other room, along with Chef. Just because Chef is just funny, because I can be like, his name's Chef. But he's in the other room. The two of them they're together. They're currently, I have them together to breed. I did give Ravioli time to recover from her pregnancy. Even though she did eat a lot of her babies, I ended up having to grab them, and I put them out quick and painlessly as I could. This is kind of like hard for me to talk about, just because I feel bad for doing it, but it is kind of what I'm breeding them for, is to help reduce costs and stuff like that. And I've tried this a total of 3 times, 2 times successfully, 1 time not. And there was a time in between this one and the first one. The second attempt, it was not successful. The female murdered the male, and then the female just died. So after that, I was like, no more breeding mice. And then I was like, well, I need to try again, because I'm going to have baby tricolors on the way. And baby hognose snakes, I should specify, are going to need newborn pinkies. And it is very difficult to get those, in my experience so far, getting newborn, like fresh newborn, like a day old pinkies from places, because they usually don't kill them or freeze them right off the bat. And I don't even like really doing it. I only did it because I knew the mom was going to eat them. But now I have a couple in the freezer. So because Valentine is still on, really, really small pinkies. But these babies right here, I'm going to have to off them, sadly. That's the problem, is that I have like no problem feeding my snakes things, like the rodents, because I know that they have to. They have no choice. And these baby mice, I've watched them grow. I'm actually really attached to them. I love every single one of them. She had 18 pups, and I love every single one of them. They're all a little bit different. They're all a little different in terms of like where they are at developmental wise. And God, it's just going to be hard, feeding them out, because I'm obviously not going to feed them out alive. I don't want them to suffer. So a couple of my friends who are in the reptile industry, who work at the pet stores that I go to a lot, they have been showing me how you do it, so that way it's just painless. They don't have to be in pain while they're getting eaten or anything, because they're going to already be dead by then. It's just hard for me, because I gotta watch these things grow. And this is just part of the reptile trade. Like, if you want to breed reptiles, eventually this is going to cross your mind. And I will say, it is not easy for me. I'm not one of those people who is like, oh yeah, I love feeding my snakes things that are live. I like to watch I get a thrill out of it, and I like watching my snakes eat, but I don't get that same sort of thrill out of it if my snake has to eat live. So be it. I don't enjoy it. I will watch, and I'm obviously going to supervise, because I want to make sure that my snake doesn't get hurt, and that the mice isn't like mutilated or anything like that. But this is just going to be a little hard for me just because they are so cute. And normal mice I do not really like. I don't like mice or rodents in general. But like pet mice, it's a little different because they're cute. And I know all of these babies' lineage now. I know their parents, and I've been having their parents as pets now for 2 months. And as sad as it is, I've been treating this time around very differently because I know that I cannot keep all the babies. But now I'm going to keep more of them than I was planning because of the coronavirus, the COVID-19 outbreak, and the shortages of frozen mice at my local pet stores. I am going to keep more of them alive than I anticipated to have a larger breeding stock, so that way I can produce a higher volume of rodents. Because I don't know how long this outbreak is going to last, and I'd much rather be breeding a lot of mice and producing a lot of offspring rather than not enough to sustain my snake collection. But it's going to be hard for me to do it, but I'm going to have to tonight because they are now at the peak size that most of my snakes can eat them. I'm not, repeat, not going to do that on video, nor am I ever going to, because I'm not proud of having to do this. And I know that because a lot of people want to see feeding videos, I am never going to feed live on video except for under a handful of circumstances. And I have a couple video ideas, well, not video ideas, but videos that I feel like should be brought up. Well, video topics that should be brought up and should be made clear to reptile enthusiasts and herpers who end up catching something wild. But outside of that video, I'm never going to feed anything live, except for, well, no, that actually is it. That's it. That will be the only time I feed live and I show it to anybody. Because I used to feed live pinkies all the time, and after I realized it's just not good, it's kind of cruel for the mouse. Even though it's easy for the snake and it poses no danger, I personally, from my moral standpoint and how I view things, I don't like feeding things live. I feel very bad, even though, yes, that is exactly what would be happening in nature. Hognoses are not designed in nature to be eating rodents. They are designed as amphibian eaters, which is where I kind of start drawing the lines is, and no, it's not just because these are mammals and those are amphibians, because I actually have more of a connection to reptiles and amphibians than I do mammals. But, I just don't like feeding things live. And the only exceptions I would ever make and that I've had to make in the past is feeding toads to baby hognoses. And live, of course, because they need the smell and the movement to trigger their feeding response. And eventually, even though that in particular, that one particular baby that was gifted to me did not make it, it was just because it did not eat enough and it started eating too late. But I'm never going to show live feedings really on the channel. Just want to make that clear, because this is a rodent-themed video, and I love these mice. I really do, and I've been listening to their little squeaks and squawks, for the past week and a half now, and I genuinely love these little rodents. Breeding mice is fun. I actually like it. It's pretty hands-off. I don't have to worry about a whole lot. And it is something that I'm going to continue to do, but I just thought I'd make a video talking about like it. And what we did is we got these bins. They are from, I think these are from Amazon, I want to say, but I do not remember the specific company. But we got this. They come with these water bottles. The water bottles actually hold the, oh, got water on the babies. It actually holds the lid down on this. My other, where I have the other two, is actually on a Kaylee brand, something like that, mouse house thing. And it's just one of those big wire cages with the plastic top, plastic bottom, with the water bottle that goes to the top. I have two of those. One of them I'm fixing up currently, so I need to go to Petco or PetSmart to buy the parts, because mine are just cracked and beaten to crap from the last groups of mice that I've had, as well as just having it in the garage. for 2 or 3 years. So once I get that fixed up, I'm going to have, because I have 2 of these little breeder bins, which I am going to repeat is not where they stay long term, just because I feel like it is a bit cramped and a bit small, and it offers little to no enrichment. There's no space for anything enriching, so oh, he's itching his nose. But I'm not going to keep them in these cramped, tight quarters. I don't think that that's right to do. I know some people do it, and I'm not saying that they're in the wrong. I'm just saying for me and for my breeding, I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to use these as like mommy isolation units, essentially, so the moms can get away from the males, can give birth in peace, and raise their young in peace. And trying to think if I might as well show it. I'll be right back. I'm literally just gonna walk out, grab the thing because it's one room over. Before I do that, oh, it's Katie. It's this brand right here, Katie brand. That's the cage. The 2 cages I have. I have like a glow in the dark one, and like a multicolored one. But you can't connect them. I didn't buy 2 of the exact same ones. They're just from the same brand. But this is the bedding I use. It's really nice. It works really well. Did that thing again. But so this bottle, water bottle, comes with it. It came with our order. These clamps are unnecessary, but I just keep them on there just because mice are little escape artists, and I don't want any of them getting out and getting killed by my dogs. Because, like I said, I like my mice. I don't want them to have premature deaths. Well, premature prior to, like, what I need them for, which is awful. It sounds awful, and it makes me feel awful to some extent, but it is why I have them. You're just a cutie. She's such a good mom, too. Ravioli. She's really just a good mom. I could not have asked for a better female mouse to be a mother. But this video's running a little long, so I'll hurry up and I'll grab, because I'm reminiscing too much on these cuties. I'll grab the other cage so you guys can see it, so that way you can see it side by side. My name's Chef. Get it? Because his name's Chef. But, yeah, so this is the one of the ones that I keep them in right here. As you can see, it is much bigger. It is about, it's about 150% wider, and then in terms of length, it's also about 150% longer. Hi. I wonder if any of you will let me hold you on video. So I try to handle my mice as much as I can. I do treat them like pets because the parents are pets. The babies are feeders, and that's how I have to look at it. Otherwise, I would never be able to, get rid of them. But let's see. I also have not been here for the past few days, so this cage is relatively clean, and it should be because, well, I cleaned it right before I left, so I don't have to worry about cleaning their little bin for a little bit. Or not bin, what should you use? Yeah, I got Chef, so I shouldn't be surprised. But, so this is Chef. He's a very good boy. I really do like my mice. I love them. I couldn't have asked for better mice this time around, even though they do poop on me sometimes. They have been some of the best mice that I have had in a while. I did go with all albinos this time around. My first time around, I had some mixed ones. I ended up with grays, and I was like, I can't feed out the gray ones. They're too cute. And then I ended up having like 20 mice, and hi, Ravioli. Ravioli used to be very good about handling, but now she's just like, yeah, screw you. But Chef's always been good, but he's also just kind of slow moving, so that allows me to, get him. But, I do try to be very gentle with these guys. Weirdly enough, I'm like very gentle with the rodents, even though people say like, oh, you can handle them the same way you do with your snakes, and for some reason I feel like they're just so delicate because they're just so soft and squishy. But this is Chef. I really do just love these guys, and I just feel bad about their babies. But oh, you came out to your mom. But so Stromboli's little bin right here is fucking freaking disgusting. Because I swore. Oh well, I'm not even monetized anyway, so this one time the slip is okay. But the slip is okay because I'm not monetized. But I forgot what I was talking about before I swore. Ravioli's just a good mom. The babies are cute. I got really distracted because one of the babies came out and was like, "Look, it's mommy." But yeah, this is what I've been kind of silently doing for a little bit. I've been doing my best to rear up baby mice and mice in general. Yeah, and then also there is going to be a feeding video coming up. Oh, I remember what I was saying now. Her bin is gross because she has the babies in there, and I've not wanted to clean or anything because last time I cleaned bin, like, because I cleaned this out and she Ravioli gave birth in here, she ate all the babies. So I'm not doing that again. I'm not going through that again. It was so saddening watching Ravioli consume one of her babies. I didn't realize what it was at first, and then I saw the blood, and I'm like, oof, what are you doing? And I called her a harlot. Not really. I called her, what did I call her? It was something like that, like a medieval insult. I was mad, but, yeah, and I was sad. But it probably was my fault. Are you just trying to block up and cover your baby? You're such a good mom. You're just such a good mom. And ironically enough, Ravioli is so good with handling, and Stromboli is not. This is Stromboli, the one who gave birth and has all these babies. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll do update videos with the mice that I do keep.